My name is Massimo Juarez Ray. The date is December 11th, and the interviewee's name is Karen Ray. Hello, my name is Massimo Juarez Ray, and today is December 11th. Thank you for agreeing to participate in this interview for my lifespan development class. The purpose of this interview is to learn about your life experiences across different stages of development: early childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and beyond. There is no right or wrong answers. I'm interested in your personal memories and reflections. If there's any questions you prefer not to answer, that's completely fine. Please feel free to share as much as you like or little as you're comfortable with. To start, can you tell me your name and age?
My name is Karen Ray, and I'm 50 years old.
Okay, so we'll start the interview. What do you remember about playing or being active as a young child?
I was a little bit all over the place. I used to try a lot of different sports and not really finish them, and I used to bounce around and try swimming, try diving, try dance. I used to play sports at school.
So what kind of games or activities did you most enjoy?
Well, in school, we used to play dodgeball, we used to jump rope, and I used to play for the girls' soccer team in high school.
Did you have a favorite toy or outdoor activity?
Favorite toy? Cabbage Patch Kids. I used to like playing with my Cabbage Patch Kids.
Do you recall learning new things like colors, numbers, or reading?
In kindergarten.
Yeah.
I went to an English school and I didn't speak English yet. I only spoke French. And I started kindergarten only knowing French in a 100% English school. And I remember them teaching us that in kindergarten.
So who helped you learn these skills?
The school.
Really? And did you enjoy story time or any picture books?
Yeah, they used to do story time. I preferred dress up though. Playing dress up in the kitchen.
What was your relationship like with your parents or caregivers?
Well, I had my parents were married till I was about 11 years old. And then when they were about 11, they divorced. And I lived with my mom for a few years, and then I moved with my dad from high school on.
How did they show you love or support?
Very differently. My dad showed me love by just being a provider and making sure we never missed out on anything. And my mom showed me love by taking me out and having we did a lot of restaurants. We did she bought me a dog. She was always there for me.
How did you spend your time outside of school?
We used to play a lot of outside. I mean, it was going out playing with the neighborhood kids, not necessarily like activities that were really organized. It was more like go outside, play, and come back home when the lights get dark.
And I know you mentioned it, but were you involved in sports or physical activities?
Yeah, but with the school mainly. I did soccer also with an association for a few years, but I did dance, I did diving, I did belly dancing. Yeah.
Did you personally have any health challenges?
No, not that I could remember, but thinking back, I'm pretty sure I was a hyperactive kid that was undiagnosed.
So what subjects did you enjoy most in school?
Recess.
Really?
I didn't particularly like studying, or
Did you have one subject that you liked more than others
art.
in class?
Then in college I did communication, so I liked the journalism classes, and one biology class was really interesting when I was in college as well.
Throughout your academics, do you remember having a favorite teacher?
Oh, favorite teacher. I You know what? I don't remember having a favorite teacher, but I do have some teachers that were more memorable than others. You know, like my grade 6 teacher, I could tell you his name was Mr. Sabo. He was pretty, yeah, he's pretty memorable. And then when I did a DP in after college, I remember one of my teachers, Mrs. King. She was the first one who actually made me feel like I was good academically, but I think it's because I really liked her subjects. So that was pretty cool.
And at the time, how would you describe your friendships?
I knew a lot of people, but I didn't have. I had a few deep friendships every once in a while, like that they would last a few years, but then sometimes they would fade out. But I mean, I had people I hung around with, but I didn't make the deepest friendships in school until I met your dad.
So, would you say that you had a best friend?
Yes, but not through. It wasn't the same best friend throughout my whole school year. So I remember having a best friend, like let's say in elementary. I remember having a best friend in high school, but it wasn't the same best friend.
And how did you feel about social events?
I mean, that was fun. I was pretty social. I was kind of the life of the party and made things happen.
Okay. So, what changes do you remember experiencing during puberty?
During puberty, I mean, you definitely remember your body changing and wondering if you were normal, and liking some things, not liking others, and then realizing I had some acne on my back that really bothered me, so I had bad acne, and eventually it went away.
And with these changes, how did you feel about them? Do you remember feeling like it was a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I kind of always felt grown up from a young age, because I guess because of the way I was brought up, I was pretty much the responsible one from a young age. So puberty didn't affect me like that much.
When you were a teenager, do you remember having any goals or dreams?
Yeah. My goals were when I was a teenager. I probably wanted to be a journalist, and I had thought of working in aesthetics for a while too. And then at a young age, I already knew that I wanted to get married and settle down and have some kids. Because I met your father when I was 14 years old, and we were already dating by 15. So pretty young on, I was already thinking of settling down and being like a mom.
And do you feel like you had a person that supported you in pursuing some of these dreams?
Can't say that I had the best support system for dreams. My mom did what she knew, and my dad was more like go the safe way. So no, I don't feel that I got good support with the dreams.
So when you were an adolescent, do you remember enjoying learning new skills and subjects? Did new things interest you?
I mean, yeah, sometimes nothing ever like impressed me that much that it impacted me, but yeah, it was okay.
And at this time, your parents had gotten divorced. So how was your relationship with family and friends during your change of adolescence when you were going through puberty, throughout high school? How was it between you and family and friends?
So by that time, I was already living with my dad. So already that was a little bit like different, because I mean I was a girl adolescent living with her dad. So like I remember when I got my period, I had to tell my father to go buy me pads, and he thought I was talking about paper pads, but not sanitary pads. And then yeah, that's about it.
Did you feel more independent?
I was naturally independent. I kind of did my own thing from a very early age. Yeah, I was pretty independent from a young age. My mom needed a lot of support when I was younger. Uh, the divorce kind of was hard on her. So, when I was 15 years old, I was already working. I was making money. By 16, I was paying my own car. I was helping my mom out with the groceries. So, yeah, I was pretty independent from an early age.
Would you say that you had any role models or people that you looked up to?
I probably had role models I didn't want to be like. So that kind of changed who I was. But I did have actually some moms of my friends that impacted me, and I liked how they ran their families, and I took a lot of information, a lot of knowledge from them.
So how did you take care of your health during your 20s and 30s?
Uh, you know what? I was already married by the time I was 23 years old. So there was nothing that major that I was doing for my health. I mean, and then I was already having my first child by 26. So no, I didn't really have a health routine. I didn't really have a daily health routine.
No, didn't have any major health events that happened around that age?
No.
So my next question was actually, did you enjoy any fitness routines? But I guess not.
No.
So we'll go to the next question. Did you pursue higher education or training?
I have a Canadian college degree, which is a DC here they call it, and I have a DP, which is like a trade in tourism. So I have after high school I got a college degree and a diplôme d'études professionnelles.
And what motivated your choices to learn this?
Well, the college degree was just something you did after high school, and I went into communications because, again, I told you I was interested in being a journalist, so I took communications. It was like I graduated in about 2.5 years in that program. I guess it's kind of equivalent to a junior college. And then I wasn't sure what I wanted to study in university, so I decided to do a professional diploma in tourism because I liked traveling and I thought travel and tourism was an interesting field. And I got my diploma in that, which took me about a year.
So do you feel that these higher education and trainings made you learn new skills for work and for your hobbies?
Yeah, I really enjoyed my college years. I mean, it was a good experience, 2.5 years. I wish I would have maximized a little bit more on the experience. The DP was very interesting. I was actually really good at it. I had great grades, and that was really interesting. Unfortunately, it wasn't a field that paid very much, so I worked in it, but I didn't stay that much time because the salaries weren't very competitive.
And at this stage of your life, how did you form relationships?
I met a lot of people in college. I met people when I did the other diploma, and then I started working. I was 23, so a lot of my friendships and people that I knew came out of where I would work.
Yeah, and I know you said you got married, but can you talk about that? My question is, did you marry or start a family?
Yeah, so I met my husband. I was 14 years old. We were friends for about a year. At 15, I started dating him, and we dated for about 9 years. And then after we got engaged for a year, we got married. So I was 23, and he was 26 when we got married. And by the time I was 26, I had my first child, and then I had a second and a third afterwards.
And apart from marriage, how did you maintain friendships?
Through work. I mean, I would meet a lot of people through work. But I mean, I was very close with your dad, so he was my primary friend for most of my young adulthood, and we
Yeah.
made some couple friends. Like and hang out with couples, but yeah, he was probably my main person for a big part of my life.
Now moving into middle adulthood, have you noticed any changes in your health or physical abilities?
Yeah, you definitely feel the aches and pains of growing old a little bit, and you see changes in your hair, in your face, in your wrinkles. So yeah, you definitely see it slowly creeping up.
And how do you manage those changes?
Aside from Botox,
Yeah.
no, I mean it's weird because your body's changing, but you feel like the same person inside. So it's like you feel like you're still 23 inside emotionally, but then you see that you're changing physically. So it's funny, kind of funny thing to go through.
And do you have a specific or favorite way that you try to stay active?
I walk with my Milo. That's pretty much, my daily walks with Milo is what keeps me up in shape, and no, I don't really do other exercises.
Milo is our family dog. Um, how has your approach to learning or problem solving changed over time? Do you think that you're becoming better at it as you're getting older?
You kind of learn that when changes happen, it's because it's meant to be. Um, Sometimes you're going through changes and it's hard, and then you realize it's just bringing you to a different path. So as you get older, you kind of see that everything always has a way of working out. So you see that it's easier to go through changes as you get older because experience shows you that chances are it's gonna be okay.
And do you still enjoy learning new things now? Do you feel like you still learn a lot of new things, or do you feel like you know about most of what you do now?
I feel like I should work on learning new things a little bit more. Um, and I'm trying to find myself some interest or skills outside of my family life because I made a lot of I made a lot of my life about my family. And now that my kids are getting older, I feel like it's time that I try to learn some new skills um, about me. So maybe that's gonna be the second act. I call after 50 the second act.
Mm.
So I got to work on stuff I want to learn in my second act.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And do you feel like you've taken up any new hobbies recently that you weren't taking a part of before?
Well, I bought myself this thing at Michael's. It's called Diamond Art. I just haven't opened the box yet. Uh, my daughter told me I needed a hobby, so we went to the hobby store and bought this diamond art kit. I just haven't taken the time to actually start it.
So, how have your relationships evolved in this stage of your life?
Um, you keep your circle smaller. You realize who's really there for you, who cares. You um, you're less interested in drama, and yeah, you really pick your people. As you get older, you
Yeah.
really pick who deserves some of your time.
And what are your ways of staying connected with friends and family?
I mean, text, phone, social media. Uh, you try to stay connected as much as possible, and I guess with the internet and all that, they made it kind of easier and quicker. So it's a little bit less physical connection, but more like that quick text and phone call every once in a while.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned it, but you feel like your social circle has grown or shrunk?
Shrunk.
Yeah. And why?
Because you just when you get older, you just decide that you're gonna really give your time to people who deserve your time because you realize that it gets precious, and you just won't entertain people that are not really there for you.
Late adulthood is just if applicable, but it doesn't apply to you because you're only 50. So now, looking back, what stage of life do you feel was most challenging for you?
Oh, I think it was my early childhood that was most challenging. Um, Again, because my parents divorced, it wasn't really common in those days to have divorced parents. Having that instability was pretty hard. So I think early childhood was probably hardest.
Mm. And throughout your life, which stage do you feel was most rewarding?
Motherhood. It's when I became a mom and started having kids.
Yeah, what made it so special?
It made me feel like I really had a purpose, and my kids make me feel complete. Yeah, you guys make me really, really know what true love is, and wanting to just make these people happy that come from you. It's the best part of my life.
If you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, what advice would you give yourself?
To have more confidence, believe in yourself, not to settle, because I feel like I settled a lot in my life, and no dream too small. So just go for what you want, because remember that, even an astronaut is somebody's kid. So if you have a dream, you go for it.
And why would you give yourself that advice specifically?
Because again, I was lacking confidence and support, and I was always made feel that my dreams were a little too big. So that's why I would give myself that advice, because there is no dream too big. It's your life and one life, and you do what you want.
Perfect. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences. Before we finish, is there anything else you'd like to add about your journey of life or advice for younger generations? Your insights are incredibly valuable and will help me understand how development unfolds across lifespans.
Never settle. Don't lose grit. You want something in life, don't let nobody tell you can't have it. You just go for it. Failure is part of the journey, and it's not how many hits you take, it's how you get back up. So you just keep going until you reach what you wanted to reach.
Thank you again for your time. I truly appreciate your openness and willingness to share.
Thank you.